people, the culture. I love how they make you learn the language and they don't cater to you like how we do here in the States. The wrestling, you really feel like you've done something when you step out of the ring. Yes, they are quiet at times, but they're also extremely loud. And they're the respect for them doing that. You have the adults that dress nice, the women dress nice. They treat it as a sport. So while they're watching, they're taking it in, but they know who their favorite wrestler is. There's so many times, you being there, you hear CW, they are chanting their favorite wrestler's name. And that got to the point where they were calling me the king of Corgan Hall because I was the most popular gaijin. Steve and I were always a little bit of a comedy act there, but we were the comedic heels that were, when it came time to put the heat on, we turned it up, but we had a little bit of comedy that always entertained the fans. And again, seeing them do my little CW and, was always great to come out. Steve and I went back, 6 or 7 years ago when they did the 15th anniversary. Well, it was 2016. And we walk out, and I think that's on my YouTube channel. And you see them still doing that. And I said 15 years and they still love me. The nightlife, I was never really a partier. There was a few times I went out. And there were some crazy nights, but like Roppongi in Tokyo, it never sleeps. It's like, it's Times Square, but only cleaner. Some great places. McDonald's are so much better over there. Wendy's are so much better over there. It's just their service is so much better. They're happy to serve you. It's not like you're inconveniencing them because, you go to where they work. They're happy to serve you. It's just a different culture, a respectful culture. They were wearing masks while, I'm sure they've done it since the beginning of time, so to speak. But while we're over there, if they're sick, they wear a mask. It's a respect thing.
I've heard that as well.
Mm-hmm. It's so beautiful over there, and we fly into Tokyo or Narita, which is an hour outside of Tokyo, and we'd stay in Tokyo and go up to Sapporo, go down to Matsuyama, or Osaka was another place that we loved going to. Taking the bullet train or the bus, whichever we were going. It's one that I always tell people, if you ever get to travel and you want to pick somewhere, go to Japan. You'll love the food. You'll love the culture. And seeing the great sights they have. And the fans were so good. Back then they would take your picture before the show. You take a picture with them and somehow they'd have the bloody thing developed after the show for you to sign. I've never understood that. And this is way back before, of course, camera phones and stuff. You signed their little boards. They had little 1-by-1 boards that you signed. And the hotels were a little to get used to because the first time I walked in one, I'm like, it's like the hotel room was smaller than my bedroom. So, it was big enough for a bed and your suitcase, a TV, and the bathroom, and that was it. So that was a little you're getting adjusted to that. But I did 50 tours over there, and Carino did like 70 or 80 or something crazy like that. But always, I cannot say enough good things. That's my favorite place to go is Japan. I've been to Australia, Germany, England, South America, but Japan is they have a saying over there. It says "Tudaima," and that when you're there, it means I'm home. And I'd always say that when I'd go in the hotel room.
I love that. It's on my list of places in the world I need to see before I die. And obviously, as much of a wrestling fan as I am, I would try to catch as much wrestling as possible, especially try to go there in early January and catch the, Wrestle Kingdom. But yeah, Japan is definitely high on my list of places I want to go.
It's one of those you won't regret. It's like when you go to Disney, all the money you spend, you're like, it's well worth it.
Yeah. Like, oh, cool. There's multiple people in costumes or cosplaying. I could just go to a Comic-Con and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody has never seen you wrestle, which is a shame on them, what are 3 matches that they should watch?
My I Quit with Dreamer.
Yeah, that's
That
gonna be on my list.
was the last ECW pay-per-view, and it was also January 7th, 2001, which was my 30th birthday.
Oh.
That's why that's another reason it's so special to me. Not so much a match, but the George South thing, with the old school feel, and I'm trying to think what would be another one. Either me and Steve Corino from Anarchy Rules, or me and RVD from Canada.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, Steve, my Anarchy Rules is special because I'm wrestling my best friend on pay-per-view, and the RVD one because you don't get to see it, but we took up an entire hardcore TV show one time because it was a 45-minute match and 25 minutes of Rob doing his RVD thing. It was unreal.
That was always one of my highlights.
I was trying to be a badass for 25 minutes while he's doing that. And I'm like, holy crap, I can't be mean but for so long.
Watching Rob Van Dam at ECW was just literally one of the highlights of buying any of the DVDs or watching any of the shows, because, a guy doing a front flip into the crowd 5-6 rows deep is like, how is that possible? Why is that a thing? But it is.
It's like Plastic Man.
Yeah, it was insane. And, obviously we've heard now about his concussion problems, but we saw him wrestle again recently. Still looks fantastic. Still hitting all the moves. So he's doing something right.
Yeah, he is.
Probably all that stretching he does, and maybe some of his other
unreal, man. We'd go over matches and he'd be stretching, and I'm like, I don't think I bent that way when I was a baby.
So I have a segment on the show. I call it the 5 count. It's just 5 random questions. You answer just as quick as possible.
Okay.
What is your workout music of choice?
My Run But You Can't Hide English music from Witch's Brew.
Do you just play it on loop?
I got a whole thing, but it's that, and it's that with Eminem. Anything Eminem, I'm a big fan of. And Eminem, Tupac, and Rakim.
Oh, there you go, Rakim. I love that. If you owned a liquor company, brewery, winery, or coffee shop, which one would you own, and what would the name be?
Probably wine, and it would be the Right Choice Winery.
Ooh, I like that.
With the right as my spell, like my last name with a W.
My buddy Eric, shout out to Eric, my WrestleMania buddy as well. His last name is Wright, and he calls himself Mr. Wright, so I love that too.
Yeah, you tell my ex-wife I was Mr. Right now.
What are 3 things people would not expect about you?
I can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes. I'm an avid chess player and collector. I have 50-some chess sets.
Damn.
And, oh God, what's another third thing that I could say? Well, if they wouldn't respect that I live on a horse farm.
Let alone the one you grew up on.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
One of my last promos, you can see it on TikTok. It's an outtake of me in the back of the farm, and all the horses are back there with me, interrupting me.
As they do. They're all hams.
Yep.
Who or what inspires you?
Inspires me?
Mm-hmm.
My fiance. Because of how hard working she is and everything. I've never been with a woman that she just loves, she gets a thrill out of making sure I'm okay and taking care of me. And she's a great woman. She's a hard worker. She's great with money. She got me out of debt. But she inspires me.
That's awesome. What would you tell your 17-year-old self?
Sign that contract.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yep.
But then you wouldn't be CW, so we may not be having this conversation right now.
I honestly think I would have been in the Hall of Fame, though.
See?
I really do.
I mean, look what Pudge did for the catcher as well.
Yeah, and I think Brad Osmus was taken the same year, and I was better than him.
and he's in the Hall of Fame. In my opinion, I know I threw harder, but who knows?
Yeah.
That was the one thing. If baseball didn't work out, wrestling probably still could have came through. But
true.
Can't go back in time, so I'm just enjoying it what I got right now. It's nice to think, though. What if?
Of course, yeah. The what ifs are always nice to think about.
Yep.
Now, if people wanted to find you online, follow you, see what you're up to, watch you live, buy your merch, how can they do all the things?
Everything, all my social media is at ECW Anderson. My YouTube account is Enforcer CW. It's got quite a few matches of mine on there. One with me and Steve Corino from Australia. Another match you're talking about people could watch is on there, and it's me and Masato Tanaka from PWF. And it's for Steve's TV belt, and I was told that was better than my Quit match. And I actually forgot about that one. And anytime with me and Masato Tanaka is something to watch, because Steve always said, and this is him saying that our chemistry is unreal together. But yeah, everything's at ECW Anderson. You message me, I will respond. I never ignore anybody.
I love that you do that, and you definitely responded back. Obviously, you're here, and I very much appreciate not only you and your time, but what you've done in the industry. I remember being a fan of you in ECW, and always wondered what would happen to you afterwards. And I love hearing your story, and I'm glad that you're still here with us on this earth, and I can't wait to see what the future even holds for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Anytime. You're welcome back anytime you want.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much to CW for being on the show. This, again, such a fun conversation. And, if you are struggling at all, you are not alone. There are people out there that want to help you and want to take the time to listen to what's going on with you. So definitely make sure to reach out to everybody and anybody in case you have anything going on in your life. Now, while you also have things going on in your life, make sure to sign up for our newsletter. It comes out twice a week. You get even more information about our guest. You get fun facts, and you get to find out what's happening with your favorite podcast, all about beer, coffee, booze, and bruisers. Also, make sure to follow us on social media. It is Bruisers Pod. That is BREWSCRSPOD on the Instagram, on the Threads, and on the Twitter. If you want to send us an email, it is bruiserspod@gmail.com. And if you want to follow me directly, it is Rodie John. That is RODIEJON. Rodie John is the name on the Twitter and on Untapped, in case you want to find out what I'm drinking. If you want to follow me directly on the Instagram and the Threads, it is official Rodie John. So until next time, make sure to enjoy life, drink local, and cheers.